Welcome into Chicago Bears Now. I am your host, as always, Harrison Graham, and we've got the latest Bears rumors and news to dive on into. Stay tuned for a busy show on today's video. All right, here we go. Let's get it kicked off. No free agency problems next year. Big spenders in 2022 free agency. What do you guys think? They're going to spend a lot of money? Two smoking Jays on this one. People are talking it's possible that the Bears could be spenders next year. They need to spend some since they don't have a first-round pick. Ian Rappaport breaking the news late on Monday that the 2022 NFL salary cap is expected to max out to the $208.2 million. So, a.k.a. the NFL is flourishing again after last year's COVID-riddled season. Bears would have roughly $44 million in cap space if that ends up being the number. The problem is only 26 players are currently under contract for next season. So while $44 million sounds like a lot, it's a 53-man roster, only half of that is on the roster. Bears would have some money. I think they'd have a little bit. They could certainly spend on some guys, but you can't get 10 high-paid free agents. You can get, 2 or 3 and then round out your roster with some cheaper guys potentially. But, yeah, they'll have some money. Two Smoker Jays, they could be big spenders, but kind of feels like they'll be middle-of-the-pack spenders unless they clear up some more cap space, which they could do with some guys. These are, I think, the most likely guys that could, get cut or traded at some point this offseason. Khalil Mack, obviously, I don't want to trade him, but if you trade him post-June 1, you can get a lot of draft capital back for 2023, and you would clear out a bunch of money. If you do it before June 1st, you don't get a lot of salary cap relief. Robert Quinn, same deal, post-June 1 would save some money, but both those guys are still good players. Eddie Goldman, I don't know what his future is. I don't know how interested he is in playing football after this year. Nick Foles, post-June 1, you can cut him and save a good amount of money, or trade him to save a good amount of money, I should say. And then Tariq Cohen, listen, he hadn't played this year, so you could certainly move on from him as well. Most of these, though, to maximize the amount of money you would be saving, would have to be post-June 1st designation. So you wouldn't actually have access to that cap relief until after June 1st. Well, free agency starts in March. The draft is in April, so you could draft and then wait to pay your draft class till after June 1st. Teams do that all the time, but for free agency, most of the good players are snatched up well before June 1, so keep that in mind. Would you trade Khalil Mack to clear some cap space? We'll make this a pen comment on today's video. Type Y for yes, type in for no. Would you trade Khalil Mack this offseason to clear some cap space? Next up, Teven Jenkins. Is he not ready yet? For Smoking Jays, bear down. When one of the Bears coaches basically tells you that, then you have to take them at their word. That, of course, being Juan Castillo, the offensive line coach for Chicago. He says, we're trying to get him ready. Jenkins was activated after having back surgery before the season started. He is on the active roster. They had to activate him or shut him down because his practice window was closing. Castillo did not say if and when Jenkins would start, but he did say that he is the backup to Jason Peters, and if something happened to Peters, he would plug in there at left tackle. He says, quote, "We're trying to catch him up. He hasn't done a lot of football. We're working hard, trying to get him ready in case something like that happens. We're just working him slowly. He's still recovering, all those things. We're just working him slowly." So, didn't give away a lot, but what does this tell me? That the Bears are being very cautious with one of their prime draft picks in a season that is somewhat lost at this point. Now, there's still a lot to play for in the sense that you should be looking to get some of these young guys reps, especially Justin Fields, but also Teven Jenkins. I think once he's 100% ready, he should be out there. You look at how the depth chart sits currently, and as great as Jason Peters has been and as good of a story as it is, and while I like him as a player, he's not part of the future. He's 39 years old. I think if you can get Teven Jenkins out there, you should certainly try to do that. We've gotten to see Larry Borom play. I'd like to get Jenkins out there as well. More on this topic in a moment, but first, I want to tell you guys about our presenting sponsor today. That, of course, is BetUS, our sportsbook partner here at Chicago Bears Now. I've been making money all season long, both in college football and in the NFL, and you guys can do it too. Go to chatsports.com/Bears. Use our promo code BEARDOWN. It's all one word, Bear Down, when you go to chatsports.com/Bears. And if you haven't gotten going with BetUS yet, if you don't have an account, we're bringing back our free jersey giveaway for you new customers only. So follow the steps below. chatsports.com/Bears. Use our promo code BEARDOWN. Sign up and deposit a minimum of $100. That's going to get you $125 for free. Once you do that, place a bet on any game for any amount. Lay down $5, $10, no big deal. On the Bears, on the Bulls, other sports, prop bets, doesn't matter. Email us once you follow those steps. Jersey@chatsports is the email address, and we will, once we confirm your account information, we will hook you guys up with a brand new Justin Fields jersey. We've got them all in stock, navy, white, orange. They're all available. Jersey@chatsports.com to redeem, but remember, it all starts by going to chatsports.com/Bears and using that promo code BEARDOWN. Okay, you look at the Bears' remaining schedule when it comes to, okay, is Jenkins going to get in there? I don't think he'll start this week against the Packers, and that's probably the right move. Primetime game, you want to play who you think gives you the best chance to win, and Peters probably is that guy currently. But I think after this week, you'll have an extra day before the Vikings on Monday Night Football. If he's ready to go, he should play after this week. Whether that means Peters goes to the bench or goes to guard or somewhere else, get Jenkins in there at left tackle. I want to see him play. I want to see him get reps. I think it's more important for him to get reps than it is for the Bears to win at this point. You're not making the playoffs. You're just not going to. So why not get your young guys some reps, especially the ones you invested legitimate draft capital in, Justin Fields and, of course, Teven Jenkins. So hopefully he gets out there over the final month of the season. How many games do you guys think Teven Jenkins will start this year? Not play, start. I think Jenkins actually got in on an extra point this last week. But how many games do you think he will actually start this season? Predict it for us down in the comments. And also, while you're down there, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, Chicago Bears news and rumors all season long. Hit that big red button and subscribe today. We will continue to bring you free daily videos, the latest news, rumors, injury updates, live shows, live watch parties, post-game shows. We'll cover it all. And, of course, free agency and draft content just around the corner. YouTube.com/Bears Now. We'll have you guys covered all season and all year long. All right, let's keep it moving here on our Bears rumors roundup. Matt Nagy, is he going to get fired after this Packers game? One smoking Jay. I don't think it's super likely, and the reason is what evidence do we have that he will get fired after this game? Now, Adam Hoge, who I do enjoy his work from NBC Sports Chicago, said that he thinks it's possible if the Bears lose in embarrassing fashion that they could fire him after this game. Now, the Bears do have back-to-back primetime games, one against Green Bay, then Minnesota. You would have the extra day before Monday Night Football in Week 15. If you get embarrassed by your rival in Green Bay, yeah, I think you should consider it. I think that's something you should heavily consider. I mean, you guys know me. I would have done this weeks ago. Here's what Hoge had to say in his column for NBC Sports Chicago, saying, quote, Saturday's game at Lambeau isn't just the most important game for Matt Nagy because it's the next game on the schedule. It might as well be the only game left on the schedule, and it might be. Maybe the Bears could come to play, pull off a dramatic upset on national television, but if it goes the other way, the way it usually goes against the Packers, you have to wonder if things could change as soon as next week. I'll believe it when I see it. This team has never fired a coach midseason, ever. They've never done it. McCaskies don't operate that way. So I'll believe it when I see it. I think there's good argument to do it. I think with the new rules where you can interview candidates during the final 2 weeks of the regular season means that you should get a head start on this. If you've decided, if you're George McCaskey, if your ownership, if your front office, whoever, has decided Matt Nagy's not going to return this year, then why drag it out? Why drag it out? End it. End it after the Packers game. They should have ended it. End it right now. I don't even care about the preparation for this week. Just get them out of there. It's better for everybody, and we can all move on, and we can, look forward to the future of this Bears team, because I think it's pretty obvious Matt Nagy will not be a part of this future because he should have been fired already. That's the simple fact of the matter. I would have pulled the plug on this thing weeks ago and started my coaching search then, but now you get embarrassed by the Packers and fall to 1-7 under Matt Nagy against Green Bay. It's like, come on, let's just rip the Band-Aid off. There's no reason to drag this out any longer. So if you want to fire Matt Nagy, you know what to do. Type FN in the comments. FN, If you want to fire Matt Nagy, spam it down below. I know you guys want to, so go ahead and let out your thoughts. All right, real quick, wanted to hit on this. Jimmy Graham, he is the Walter Payton Award nominee for the Chicago Bears. Does a lot of great community work to help support our veterans, so kudos to him. It's possible this is his last year in the NFL. He's not under contract beyond this season. He obviously isn't what he quite was. We'll see if he plays somewhere next year. I don't think it'll be in Chicago, but he is the nominee. Always been great in the community wherever he has played for, and so hopefully he wins it. That would be an awesome story if he did. And then if he retired, of course, Walter Payton, one of the all-time legends in the NFL and for the Bears.